Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to another episode. Today is the Halloween event. If you didn't come out to the stream last night, or you did come out to the stream last night, we went over some of this, but we didn't go into too much detail about what to do, how to get things, and what to skip or maybe not spend money on. So we'll dive into all that right now. Thanks again for coming out, everybody, to the stream last night. We had a lot of fun. We did some giveaways. We're going to be streaming tonight, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night. So come out to the streams. We'll be checking out this stuff. And preseason 5 is going on right now, too. So we'll be taking a look at that. But for now, let's break down this event. I'm going to go tab by tab and walk you through what everything is, how to get it, and let's go. First off, the Halloween Eve pass. Got to pick this up. Pick it up the very first day if you're going to pick it up, because all these rewards are basically doubled in the daily tasks. So if you buy this pass, you're getting more rewards if you get this early on. If you buy this pass later, you're missing out days and days worth of doubling these tasks here. So make sure you pick this pass up right away. And in the passes, so the $20 pass here, we'll click on this first. You're going to get tons of rewards, not just stuff for the event, but you're getting resources, you're getting ore, you're getting speed ups. Sorry, not speed ups, but you're getting skill medals, hero shards, and the drone component selection chest. Make sure when you open these that you are getting the drone components. Always remember drone components. That is the key thing to pick up out of these boxes. And then you do get some of these random lucky voucher chests here. And if you are really lucky, you can pull 1,000, pick yourself up a base skin. You've only spent 20 bucks, and there you go. All right, now moving on to the $5 pass. This is obviously the cheaper pass, but you don't get as much bang for the buck with it. It actually is a decent bang for the buck, but you're not loaded up with as many. You don't have the lucky random boxes in here. So if you're picking up a pass and you're trying to get as many boxes as you can to maybe get lucky, this is not going to have any of those boxes. So just be mindful of that. But you do get 6 of these tokens to use in the Monopoly board. And we'll go over that in a minute, because I know a lot of people have not seen this style event yet. We've only had the slot machine event the last couple times. So the Monopoly board is a little new. In this pass, though, you are going to get, like I said, those tokens, hero stuff, which is always good, some ore, and then you're going to get this little emote. So if you want to use this, you can. This is a pretty cool little emote. We can show that off here in a bit on the main account. But that's it for the pass rewards, the daily tasks. I mean, that kind of speaks for itself. Just do this stuff. You get these things. Pretty simple. Moving on to the Halloweenopoly. This is the Monopoly board. Pretty obvious Halloweenopoly. And you kind of just take it and run with it there. But all you're doing here is rolling the dice. You can either roll 1 times, or you could roll 2 dice for the cost of 1 token and 60 gems. So it doesn't cost you 2 tokens. So if you're trying to get around the board as many times as you can, the second option is better. But if you're trying to hit specific targets on here, the rolling 1 time is a better option. If you click on the how to play here, it kind of walks you through what you're getting and how this event actually works. It is pretty simple. It's not like the slot machine, though, where you just, hit the button and you get what you get. This one, you can kind of play this a couple different ways. Either A, you can just go to try to pass the starting point. It's kind of like Monopoly, where you actually, when you pass go, you get $200, I think it is. You get 3 random rewards every time you pass it. Plus, if you pass it and you land on another square, then you also get the rewards from that square. So you can get quite a few rewards just by passing the starting point over and over again. But if you go down here to the bottom, every time you land on an item square, its experience increases by 1 point, and the square levels up, meaning the rewards get better and better and better. So it is kind of one of those things where you could either push really fast and use the roll 2 dice over and over again, or you can use the 1 roll and just try to level everything up as fast as you can. So every time you land on something here, the rewards get better and better, and you're getting more vouchers. I don't think these change necessarily. And then these here, these don't really level up either. This box will randomly pop up on different areas of the map. Whenever you land on it, you'll get the rewards in here. So right now it's of 5,000 plus. If I do land on it, I have a chance to trigger one of these events. And when you trigger one of these events, you have there's the basic, which is worth 50, the standard, which is worth 75, and then, or 70, and then you have the expert, which is worth 100 points. And those go towards this little thing up here. If you click on this, so you can see here 50, 70, 100. And as you level this up, you get more and more rewards, and this resets every day. So whenever you open up boxes or you go throughout this Monopoly board, you'll accumulate these little witches hats, and this will allow you to unlock these boxes. And so you can see every tier, you're either going to get a box, or you get a box and a spooky Halloween party. And these are just like the event parties that we've had previously, where you throw them down on the map and you're going to get things like gems, hero shards, things like that. So pretty cool items. And then plus, you also get 100 of these candy items here, which will go into another part of the event here that we'll go over here in a minute. But these gold boxes, you have guaranteed chance. It's not random or anything. You're going to open this up, get a 5,000 ore and 20 vouchers for the Halloween event. So it is a pretty consistent way to get yourself a lot of vouchers and a bunch of ore if you complete these tasks every day. Obviously, it's going to cost a lot of money to do that because you have to go around this map so many times and open up so many of the random selection boxes. One of the reasons people like this event more than the slot machine, because if you go around this and you hit an event that pops up, you can go ahead and buy the tickets outright that you need to buy the base skin, instead of sitting there and rolling the wheel over and over and over again and hoping that you get enough tickets. You can just buy the tickets, be done with the event if you want to, or buy whatever you need, and then just, spend the rest of the tokens just going around and use whatever the tickets are that you get on hero shards or whatever after that. But that just gives you a quick, easy access to buy what you need and be done with the event if you want. For free-to-play players, I don't know if I necessarily have a best way to play this strategy for you guys, other than maybe you want to go for the roll 2 so you can try to pass the starting point as many times as you can to get a bunch of those free rewards. That may be the best option. Rolling the 1, it's going to take a lot to level these up, and the amount of tokens that you get, I wouldn't say that's necessarily worth it. So I think for most free-to-play players, if you have the gems, do the roll 2 dice. If you are a mid or high tier spender, probably the roll 1 is going to be the better option, because you just level all this stuff up. You're going to get more and more rewards, and you're going to have hundreds of these tokens if you are buying the packs out of here every day. And so let's talk about the packs real quick. If you click on this little icon, every day for free you get one. So make sure you are clicking on this button, collecting your free token here, and then obviously the passes, or not the passes, but these value packs, the $1, $2, and $5 packs are the best values. So make sure if you are a low-end spender that you're picking these up every day. Making sure that you're picking these up every single day, if you're going to spend a little bit of money on this event, is the best bang for your buck, obviously. All right, now before we get into the Halloween exchange where we actually traded points, let's talk about the spooky nightwatch event here. All you're going to do is use these candies, attack this boss, and whenever you do, you get a chance of getting the hollow wagons from the boss here. And it's kind of a combination of a couple different events in the game here. So you attack them, and then it spawns this little event where you click on the boxes, you can upgrade it. The higher the rarity, the higher guarantee that you're going to get a hollow wagon. Mythic, if you get a mythic rarity chest from the boss, you're going to get a hollow wagon. If you get a legendary chest, that percentage drops down. I think it's 30%, and then you can also get one out of the purple chest too, which I did earlier on my main account. But this event is pretty easy. All you need to do is collect these candies, and you get them from either doing daily tasks, or if you go and spend a bunch of money, obviously. And then once you get a hollow wagon, all you need to do is go out into the world, and you drop it on the map. Doesn't matter where you drop it. Go ahead and drop it on the map, and then click on it, and then share it share it to other servers, share it to friends. I'll share it on other servers because you want to try to get as many likes and get people to, from your server, to share as many of their pumpkins as they can on yours, so that way you can get your tier upgraded to level 4 and get the boxes and stuff out of here, which is going to be some selection chests for level 3 drone components, some, decorations, purple decorations, nothing crazy there, 5 hero shards, and then these little Halloween fireworks. This doesn't really do anything. It's just a little animation, which is actually a pretty cool animation. Cheka and I were saying that it would have been cool if they would have made this an actual effect, a base effect for the event, instead of like they have a selection of box for base effects. It would have been cool if they would have made this the actual effect for the season event. But yeah, it's pretty straightforward. Drop it on the map, share it, and try to get as many likes as you can. Okay, let's go to the Halloween exchange store. This is where the big ticket items are. Obviously the new base skin. This is the big item here, 5% attack for equipping, and then 5% HP and attack for holding in stock. That means as long as you have this base in your inventory, you are getting the holding in stock attributes. So if you put another skin on, or you have multiple skins, you're always getting the 5% HP and attack. But if you actually equip this skin, you are getting an additional 5% attack. So that's how that stuff works. So it's a pretty good thing to pick up, which is why it costs so much. And then the base effects, these are pretty good in here too. 1.5% skill damage. So go ahead, pick those up if you can. If you are a low-end spender, picking up probably the base effect, if you haven't already got most of your decorations to level 3, then probably picking up the universal decor components. They try to get as many of the decorations to level 3 as you can. Otherwise, the base effect is pretty good. And then nameplates, these are fairly cheap for what you're getting. 100 HP attack, but then it's more so, if you think about this stuff, these are more so because of the aesthetics. That's why they cost so much. Yes, you get some pretty good stat increases, but the aesthetics are why they cost so much. The decoration components, these are a little bit cheaper in comparison. You get a little more bang for your buck here, but once you get everything to level 3, these fall off a lot. So that's kind of the trade-off here. If you're thinking long-term, you're going to try to spend a little bit of money on an event, the base skin is going to be your best option here long-term. And then after that, if you guys have some stuff left over, hero shards, probably one of the better options. And then the ore, maybe the resource chest. Those would be the 3 things I'd pick up. Speed up's also not a terrible decision, but don't do battle data. I know early on people think, I need to get battle data, I need to get battle data. But eventually you get to the point where you're always just waiting for drone parts, and you're going to get so much battle data over time. As long as you're doing your daily stuff and you're participating in events, you should get a lot of battle data anyways. So I just strongly discourage people from picking this up out of here, because eventually you're going to sit here and wonder why you spent so many of these tickets on battle data when you could have bought, ore or universal shards or something like that. We already talked about the candy challenge. This is what you use to attack that boss with. Just do your daily tasks, wanted boss, things like that will give you the candy as well as spending, like I said before. And then going to the Halloween event, this is the thing that I was probably the most disappointed with on this event, because drone parts, man, drone parts. If you go back to the Easter event, we got crazy drone part rewards for spending in here. And I can't remember, I spent like $600 or something like that. And I had about 1,000 drone parts for spending that much money. Here, you would have to spend $1,400 in order to get 200 drone parts. Insane. I don't like the way that they put this in here. I know some players, especially on newer servers, it's good to see hero shards. That's great for you guys. You do get some decoration components. So I did get those on my main account. But man, I am really, really bummed. I was looking forward to some drone parts in here, and there really aren't any, which is a big bummer unless you're going to spend some crazy money. So moving on to this event. This is tied to the Halloween Escape. When you buy this, it's $5. It gives you some mileage points that allows you to level up your mileage on your guy so you can run farther, faster, stronger, all that good stuff. And then these boxes, the Halloween prize box, so it gives you 10, 3, 3, 3, 3, and so on. And so you take that stuff, you go over here, the mileage points increases these stats here that allow you to run faster, give you more luck to get rewards, or sorry, give you like immunity and the magnets and things like that. So that increases the spawn rate of some of those items. This is a pretty straightforward event. We've had it before. If you guys don't know, you just click on the start button and you just move your guy side to side. You dodge obstacles, and that's pretty much it. You just try to get as far as you can, and then you go and then you get these boxes from going as far as you can. So I think it's like 30,000 miles or meters or whatever it is. Whenever you get to that point, I think that's like the max for the amount of boxes you get. I think it's like 4. And so just do that as many times as you can, get these boxes, then you'll come in here, hit the pull 5 times, and then you get this pretty much guaranteed. I think all players are pretty much guaranteed the nameplate, and then you're also going to get yourself 60 drone parts. So if you spend a little bit of money, whether it's buying that pass or you buy extra tickets out here to continue to run, make sure you get your free one. And then there's another 3 for $5. I think you should be able to do, if you're buying in this event and you're paying attention to what you're doing, I think you should be able to complete about 3 to 4 rounds of this. So it's a decent amount of drone parts. And then this switches out for, I believe it's a luxury choice chest, and make sure you get your drone components out of there. Okay, so let's talk about rewards real quick. Ranking, when you get really far, your farthest race, you will get rewarded here with this nameplate or chat bubble. It's only go for 30 days, kind of a bummer. As always, they get rid of it. But you do get 50 hero shards and 10,000 skill medals, and then it drops off from there. You have to be in the top 100 in order to get some of those rewards there. So just pay attention to where you're at. And then Alliance cumulative mileage. So this is across the war zone. So whoever's in first in the war zone will get the rewards out of here. So it's a good chance to get a bunch of resources as well. So can't complain about that. And let's go back to the spooky Halloween event. If you click on this, first place, you will go ahead and get yourself a selection chest here to where you can pick up a chat bubble. So these are permanent, and it gives you plus 25 attack to your heroes and their overlord. So if you are able to spend a bunch of money and you get a bunch of those candies, this is a surefire way to get yourself a chat bubble. All right, so now we're back over on my main account here. You can see I got one of these spooky hollow wagons. I'm going to save this for another day, but really all you got to do is click use, set it on the map, share it. Pretty straightforward. Here's the Halloween parties. You can drop those, you just hit use and it spawns it on the map. So pretty straightforward with those. These are the fireworks. Let me go ahead and click this. You can see what that animation looks like here. Spawns a little ghost. I know it's a pretty big animation, but it would have been pretty cool to have that as an actual base effect. And here is the base on the map. We picked this up last night on stream. Pretty cool to see here. Pretty cool little animation. The base isn't too crazy. You know, I don't know. I like it, but don't like it at the same time, I guess, because it is a little bit smaller. I was hoping it would be a little bit bigger, but I get it with the animations being so big that it's hard to make a base that would be that wouldn't take up too much space at the same time. And then here is the board. I wanted to show you guys this here real quick as well. This is the board after it's been leveled up a bunch of times, so you can see the different rewards that we're getting out of here. This is maxed out. You get 4 drone parts when that's maxed out. This is getting close to getting maxed, so it's at 2. Max reward is 3 hero shards, and then you have that's the and then this one, whenever you max this out. So this is another place where you get a bunch of these candies at. So when I max this out, I get 12 every time I land on this. And you can see I maxed this event out for today, so there's no reason for me to continue trying to go around and do any more today because I've already maxed out and got all the rewards for this today. All right, guys, that is it for this episode. That is the Halloween event. I think it's okay. I think there's some decent drone parts that we can get kind of throughout the event. I just was more bummed that they weren't in the free gift section like they were in the during the Easter event where we got tons of those. So that is a bit of a bummer. I'm gonna have to work on the race stuff later today. and see how many I can get today for that, because I want to level my drone up a bunch. And I already did some levels. It's at 177. I really was hoping to push my way up to 180 this week, but I don't think that's going to happen just because we don't get as many free drone parts this week. But I am getting a ton of drone components. I got 64 level 3 boxes already, and the week has just started, so we'll try to get that number up as well. Overall, guys, decent event. You're going to have to spend money if you want a base. That's just the way it is. As always, guys, thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.